Cara, you are my rock that I lean on. You are the sunshine of my day. You are the queen of my castle, and I cannot wait to be the king of yours. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I promise to be by your side forever and always. I promise to believe whatever words that you make up. I promise to be understanding and supportive. I promise to never stop falling in love with you, but just know that I'll love you more. I vow to love you unconditionally. I vow to do anything and everything to make sure that you succeed. I vow to invite you whenever I go hunting, but just know that when I say no, I'm still gonna go and forget that you had plans for us. I vow to take your hand and walk through this world with you. I love you.
Curtis, there is no doubt in my mind that we were made for one another. I'm so thankful that I get to spend the rest of my life with you. I promise to give you the best of myself. I promise to be your biggest competition in any activity. I promise to love the person you'll become as you grow in the coming years. I promise to continue to kiss you at every red light. I vow to trust and respect you as your own person and realize your interests and desires are no less important than my own. I vow to try and not act like everything is your fault when I'm angry. I vow to grow along with you and be your partner and equal in all things. I vow to always be your best friend. I love you forever.
Kurtis and Cara and the God's nieces and like Luke, Luke, good luck. God's voter and the night over the 9 years. I love him. Good luck, Curtis. Good luck, Cara.
Start tonight. I'm Cara, or I'm sorry. If you don't know, I'm nervous, but yeah, I need one, please. I'm Krista, Cara's matron of honor. But first, before anything starts tonight, I'd like everyone to raise a glass, as I'm sure Cara and Curtis would both agree that there are a lot of people here tonight, including the groom. So this one is to all of you who are serving or have served our country. Please know how thankful all of us are for what you do or have done and continue to do. We know you've sacrificed so much that we can't even fathom. So please, thank you and cheers. I'd also like to give a big thank you to all the guests here tonight. A lot of you have traveled from near and afar. Some of you very afar. So thank you. It means so much to Curtis and Cara that you guys made that trip to celebrate such a big milestone in their life. So thank you guys. So, to get this started, after I was asked to be Cara's matron of honor and the newness wore off, it settled in that I had to give a speech. So over the last year, I started and stopped and started and stopped because I wanted to be sure it lived up to Cara's expectations. And we all know well Cara's expectations, and it should be perfect. However, as this started off, I'm going to let you down on this one. But I know, how could I? Have you seen a more classy, beautiful, brilliant bride? I was blessed to have met Cara when I started dating her darling older brother. And I married into such a loving family. I gained a sister-in-law, but she's not just a sister-in-law to me. Stop. She's someone who I look at as if she were my little sister, who I absolutely adore, who's my best friend, and also a perfect role model for our daughter to look up to. We couldn't be more thankful for that. And then she finally met her perfect match, Curtis. From the bottom of my heart, is he not just the greatest, though? He is the most generous and kindest person I've ever met. Him and I got into a debate the other night, and thank you, after preparing my speech for a year, I had to rewrite it. So it was more or less of, hey, thank you, I say no, thank you, and he says no, but you guys do so much, and it just goes back and forth. So finally I'm able to say, we're family, and that's what family does. That's one of the many valuable things the Fergusons have taught me. And his response was, I couldn't agree more, and I'm so blessed to become a part of this family. So Curtis, though you've always been considered family, it gives me the greatest pleasure to officially welcome you to the family. A lot of people know Curtis as the funny guy. I know him as the country boy with tremendous family values who's just so down to earth. Can't say enough good things about him. Except not to challenge him, because somehow he will always manage to win. And I can ensure you that if he doesn't win, you're guaranteed a rematch instantly. And regardless if it's 5:30, Cara hasn't eaten that yet, and she just pretty much needs a Snickers at that point. But you wouldn't believe how competitive these two are. And the sad thing is they're the worst losers to each other, because it's just a never-ending cycle. They both want to win. You wouldn't even begin to think how long a ping pong match lasted that we weren't even keeping score for. It was just for fun. But that's also why you two are just so perfect for each other. You complement each other so well. I've always heard a successful marriage requires balance. There's no denying that together you guys have balance. Unless Curtis is trying to make the countdown on New Year's Eve. Slides in his socks trying to make the countdown before 0 and ends up breaking his nose with 2 seconds to spare. This was their first New Year's. And well, Cara, if you haven't noticed or know, she's the type A personality. It's schedule, schedule, schedule. She wouldn't even skip on senior skip day. I mean, but Curtis is more of the carefree, fly by the seat of the pants kind of guy. So in that sense of Cara needing to be 10 minutes early and Curtis 10 or a few minutes late, they actually managed to be on time. But you both really keep each other grounded. And that's one thing I adore about you two. Everyone needs that person to bring them back to reality. And let's face it, as ambitious as Cara is, sometimes she does need an extra tug or two to get back to reality. And Curtis, you've mastered that with finesse. Thank you. So, if you guys actually manage to get on the same time schedule, just know you'll actually remain balanced, because there's no denying. Curtis, so tall. Cara, you'll just never grow. So some words of advice for you, Curtis. Always remember, if you're right, just don't admit it. Say these 2 words every day. Yes, dear. Flowers, say I'm sorry. But Chick-fil-A says I learned my lesson. But Curtis and Cara, you make such an adorable, happy couple. Both kind, gracious, and wonderful. So deserving of each other. I'm thrilled for you both and cannot wait to see what the future holds. So, with all of that, can everyone please raise a glass to the new Mr. and Mrs. Lowry?